Welcome back to another day of Shtick with Koolfrogg. It's been a long weekend, and I really didn't do too much research into coming into today. So I put a WTF up on my um, thumbnail because I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Bunch of bull crap that's going on. Really upset with the way things are going, and um, so we're gonna show a couple of different videos here of what's going on here in the United States. It's very disturbing, and we're gonna start off with this guy, our president of the United States, in his words, and what he has to say about.
Look, there is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. Look, there is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level.
So there's no federal solution. It gets solved at a state level. If there's no federal solution, then why have you, for the last, give or take 12 months, said that it is a issue that you're going to take care of, and you're going to be sure that that things are going to be taken care of on your end? Just the thought of everything that you're saying is contradictory to what you've been doing. Because now all of a sudden you're going to say now it's on the states to take care of issues or whatever. So then each state has different thoughts and feelings on the goings on of things that are working, and it just doesn't make sense to me why you would even say such a thing. So either you take a stance or you don't. Either you intervene in something and you continue intervening in something, or you don't. You don't get to back and forth on it. You don't get to decide, well, there's no federal solution. It's up to the state now, because you know dang well within the next few months or whatever, once we start rolling into the next cycle of election, that you're going to go and you're going to try saying something different, that it is the federal gets full jurisdiction over everything. I find it really ridiculous that you even think that's a thing. So that being said, here's our good friend American Shirts. Let's see if he was paying attention, see if he has anything to add and say. Hey buddy, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good, I guess.
Did you catch the first video that I played?
Nope.
I played the 2-second clip of our president saying that it's not up to the federal government; it's the state level.
Oh, the clip that was earlier on.
Yeah, I played that first just because I'm like, this is gonna roll into what's going on with the tyranny across the United States. Because I can pull it back up, I guess. And you know what he said, though, right?
Yeah, I've seen it before. I know what he said.
You've seen that several times.
Yeah,
It's just like a 3-second little,
I know what it is,
whatever little audio of or video of the president actually saying there's no nothing that the federal government can do. It's onto the state. So if it's onto the state each state's different. Like I live in the communistic state of Minnesota, so they're gonna do whatever they can to actually follow what they feel is right. No, I just it's very disturbing on how things are going and how things are working.
Biden's face is disturbing too. You ever notice that?
It's very disturbing. So basically, what we're going to do today,
Translucent.
I did start like 5 minutes late on this or whatever. I was kind of stalling. I was watching the end of the locals with good logic, just so I could whatever. I could hear some more of what was going on there or whatever. And he pretty much was ending or whatever. He says, well, that's pretty much about it. So I'm like, all right, perfect. Time for me to start my show. So
Woo.
yeah, that case, we might have to actually cover that case sometime this week. Just so we can actually put our own thoughts on it.
Yeah. So,
That's just my thought on it. It seems like everybody else is covering it, so we might as well cover it too. You know how that goes.
yeah,
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna cover the NYPD and their goings-ons. It's very disturbing, to say the least. This video has been shared several times by several people. I just simply put in NYPD in the search engine or whatever. You go figure what else going to come up. Almost anything that has something to do with the NYPD, and there's several videos of the tyranny that they're pushing. So let's start with this one. Oh, what? That's not what I wanted. Let's see if this one will.
You just basically saying that you can't serve. Otherwise, if you're not going to pay for it, you have the
See this poor kid?
but you don't have it, then you're going to have to leave. And if not,
What? Poor kid. He just wants to sit down and enjoy a meal with his family, and look at that cop holding on to a camera.
well, I think the obvious question is, why is a grown-ass adult that's a policeman literally asking a 5-year-old, papers, please? In
Right.
what sane world would you ask? I don't even think the Nazis would go that far, if for historical
Yeah,
reference.
the Yahtzees or
I don't
something,
even
man.
think the Yahtzees. I don't think that the Yahtzee people would even go that far and ask a freaking 5-year-old.
This is straight up Gestapo. This is what this is. But this is NYPD. Yeah, so,
you came in with jacket.
Wow.
And look how many of them
A
are there.
child, traumatizing a child. Hope you feel good about yourself, NYPD. This is disgusting. This is gross.
You guys failed us last night. You failed us last night.
they failed them last night. They're failing them right now. This is straight up tyranny. When you're going and you're trying to stop children, 5-year-old children, from being able to sit down and eat a meal because you're scared that your mask isn't protecting you. The F.
You all failed us. We're here for you and your kids.
Disgraceful.
You failed.
You failed yourself, NYPD. You failed yourself. Is this what you signed up for?
Yeah, look, see, strategic response groups. Yeah, see, this is the nutty people, the people that go off. These are the the jab police, the mask police. This is their ward of the police department.
This is what they're being paid to do. They're told to go out and do this and be sure that everybody has a piece of paper that says they can actually sit down to eat. Straight up tyranny.
Is this what justice looks like for you? Is this what you dreamed of when you wanted to be a cop?
They're not cops.
Listen to mommy, sit down. You got back so you can come in. You're killing yourself to live. You're killing yourself to live. Look at this.
And he's crying. He's crying. You're supposed to be there to actually, console people and make them feel safe. You're not making anybody feel safe.
All right? If you leave voluntarily, all right, you will not be pressed. There will not charges pressed against you. Otherwise, you will be arrested for trespass. All right? This will be your.
So that line right there, that's the one that got me. Is just, if you don't comply with what we're saying and don't just walk out the door, we're going to get you with trespassing. You're going to charge a 5-year-old with trespassing.
Yeah. Sit there and basically harass because think about it. Does a 5-year-old even know what a vaccine, a jab passport is pertaining to their laws up there in New York City, right?
Obviously we've both
do
been
they
away
know
for
what
a
any
few
of that
days, so we forget
thing
our
is, or
our
the legalese
terminology that
behind
we
that?
need to follow. Sorry, Susan, we're not doctors. We're just here trying to, follow the news and what's going on. And
But I mean,
again, we're not doctors. We're
right.
not trying to tell you what to do or how to do it. Make sure you see your doctor and do what's best for you and your family.
Only warning, please.
Sorry, I cut you off on that one.
Right. But I mean, does a 5-year-old know any of the legalese behind anything? I mean, honestly, does anybody with any common sense know that, I don't know, maybe a 5-year-old isn't going to know what papers to carry around with them? I'm not justifying it. I'm just simply asking for someone to have a lick bit of common sense. But there is none. There is none. It doesn't exist. It's just do whatever the hell.
So no, I've
the
seen
mayor
this
says, or
particular
whatever their
video
edicts are.
several times of this lady holding this camera at this angle and yelling at these cops and saying, "Do you feel this?" I want to see the video from that. There's a person that was over here holding the camera. Look, there's this person holding the camera. I want to see these videos as well. That's what I want to see. I want to see all of them. I don't want to see just one person's view. I want to see everybody's
a
view.
child crying is funny, right, for you?
What a bunch of tyranny. What a bunch of jerks. The NYPD thinking that they get to go run around and spread their tyranny the way they feel it's necessary. That they feel is necessary is just wrong.
I mean, a lot of people support the NYPD. A lot of people support, police departments and various different things. And if they're just going to fall over and just keep letting.
Oops. I removed you. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. I meant
He's
to click
censoring
that one.
me. Help, my channel is under attack.
I meant to do that one
my
because I wanted
God.
to find the next video on it without scrolling through everything. Whatever. When you go and you put NYPD in a search engine or whatever on Twitter, it just pops up 1,000 different things or whatever, depending on almost anything and everything. It's ridiculous how many clips of different things are in here.
Yeah. But
yeah.
There's been so many people that have stood up for the police over the past year. Not just this year, but the year before that, especially, with all of the rioting and all the craziness that went on. And, so many people have stood up. So many people have defended them. So many people have done this stuff. If these police people in these cities keep going along with this, they're not going to get anyone's support anymore. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
If you're going to go and berate and harass a 5-year-old for their, new their new laws and new stuff for, papers, please, for jabs and, masks and things, well, I don't really think too many people are going to be fond of that. And as you saw from that video, not very many were.
Right.
So yeah, I
There's
don't
an
think
awful
they're
lot
going to
of
get
pissed
too
off
much
people in
support
that video.
because it just seems like it's just nothing but, and really, really, actually, genuinely, what I kind of think it is that a lot of the police that used to be there from 2020, I think a lot of the good people retired. And so it's kind of, shall we say, what's the term? It's not thinning the herd, but it's, you know, it's getting rid of the undesirables in the police department so that all of the police is made up of nothing but a bunch of compliant left-wing lunatics and weirdos that'll just, you know, they're not interested in actually defending people. And then whenever the mayor says, oh yeah, everybody needs their jab passport and everybody needs to make sure that they wear masks and every freaking thing, they're willing to go and harass a 5-year-old because they're rabid, crazy, authoritarian freaks. Because all the decent people, they all left because, well, holy crap, if we're not going to get funding for this or that. So it's kind of, you know, not only would it be called, not only, I guess, would it be segregating, but it's just getting rid of an entire portion. It's just like the military. They're getting rid of any political dissent. Anyone who would dissent and say, no, this is crazy, this is corrupt, this isn't even legal or constitutional even for some of these things you might also find out. You know, all of those people that would stand up and say no to that, they're all probably either gone or they're leaving. And all that's going to be left is these wacko freaks that'll just run around the city and, you know, harass 5-year-old children. They'll go up and, like, you know, toss a baby out of the baby cart and be like, where's your papers? Hands behind your back. I mean, like, these people are insane. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. Maybe they're just cops who, you know, are just complying because, well, we got to get along to go along. And they used to be decent. And now they're just going down this path. You know, could be that too. A lot of them. I don't really know. But it could be a mixture of both. It could be, you know, all the good people that would be willing to stand up and leave have left. And other people who disagree with it, they're just complying. And then the rest of them, the other portion now, it's just a bunch of crazy authoritarian lefty people. So it could be a little bit of a mixture. But, you know, still, the compliance with whatever a mayor happens to edict, that's not a law. Unless you're going to admit that New York City is under martial law, under some sort of like permanent martial law because of Koof. You know, like like certain UN people would like to see. You know, unless you're going to come out and admit that publicly, you know, hey, I mean, police, there's no legal basis for any of this. Of course, again, permanent martial law like that isn't really constitutional or legal either, but still, right? Like, at least you would have some sort of, you know, well, I'm declaring martial law because of Koof, you know, Koof stuff. It's like, well, I mean, that's not very constitutional either. But at least it would be an argument. At least it just wouldn't be an edict. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They just put out an edict and whatever they say goes. And I'm just thinking, you know, like a logical thought of, like, you know, a policeman, right? Like, well, the mayor said it because of Koof, or someone else said it because of whatever. There's a reason. Is there a reason? Do they know the reason? Is it just simply, well, the mayor said that everybody needs a passport of some kind now, so that's what we're going to do? I mean, is there a reason? Do you think about this, policeman? Like, do you think about the reason of why you're doing X, Y, and Z? You know? So a lot of different reasons, a lot of different background, but, you know.
So I've looked for this video several times, and each time it's just the smallest little window, no matter how big you make your screen. And even trying to zoom in on it or whatever, it just does not allow it to happen. So, I mean, it is what it is. You can see what the NYPD is doing. It says the whole NYPD gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, just everywhere.
Remember when a certain individual
Look at the whole
on
row.
the interweb said that what's happening in Australia is coming here? I believe we're seeing the starts of that now. I think that's exactly what this is. And don't you remember in Australia, right? Like they get like
Yeah.
50 million police in one room for one guy
Yeah,
because
and
he
that's
did
why they
something.
broke it
Like,
down to
that's-
say that it's
the
per
same
state.
shit. Or
So
shite.
that way when you know that way because instead of making it federal and making it state, they're going to make it harder and more difficult for certain things like the it is a thing. It's min exit. There's so many people that are exiting Minnesota and leaving for better, greener pastures. You know, if they leave it up to the states or whatever, they can just set it at the border of the state and say, where are you going? Do you have this? Do you have that? Blah, blah, blah. Trying to stop people from actually leaving. That's my thought.
Oh, the interstate commerce.
Dude said, let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
But look at them all. Look at them all. Look at all these tyrannical.
You guys out here tonight?
Oh, is this the kid? It is.
It is the Asian.
It's. I didn't watch the whole thing.
You guys failed us last night.
It is the kid again. Okay, I didn't really catch that. That's what that was. I thought this was something else. But like I said, I wanted to see camera views from every angle, so I guess I get to. If you don't voluntarily leave, you will be arrested and charged with criminal
What happened to the
trespass.
Constitution? What happened to free speech? What happened to all our liberties?
What happened to the Constitution? What happened to free speech?
God bless you.
You're a real American hero.
Did anybody read that?
And
Oh my God!
trespass.
The mother was there's the woman that was sitting next to the
Where are
5-year-old.
your witnesses? Nobody came up to us and
Is
told
that
us
the
to
dad?
leave.
Mike,
Nobody asked us.
So no, I'm going to stop right here because the thing is you heard the lady scream, "Who read their Miranda rights?" Now, being the person that I am in my spotted past, you do not need your Miranda rights read to you immediately. You don't. That doesn't happen until you go and you're standing in booking, and they're filling out paperwork, and then they go and they slip you a piece of paper and say, "This is your Miranda rights," and they read the Miranda rights to you and ask you to sign the bottom. You don't get your Miranda rights read to you the second that you're actually in cuffs. That's not how it works. It never has. That's TV folklore. TV does things that are different than what it actually is meant to, how it's actually meant to happen. So
What we were doing there. You have no right
her
to
saying that it was
it.
just a little far-fetched.
cops hate America. You can't just put people, they hate this country.
Like, I don't understand. Why are you taking them in? They did not do anything wrong.
We haven't
No
even been
manager came
told
up
what
to
we
us.
were
No
doing wrong.
bartender
What are you
came
being
up to us.
charged for?
No
You said criminal
waiter
trespass.
came up
When you
to us.
eat a burger?
Nobody came up to us and asked us what we're
We
doing
were not
there.
even approached by any
Nobody
of
asked us
America.
to leave.
Nobody came to talk to us. Nobody told us why we were being denied service. We were just put in the car. We're going to start suing them no explanation. We're going to start suing them individually.
So I mean,
And there's two African Americans right there. There's two black Americans right there.
right?
And how much do you want to bet that they don't have all of their required jabs and all the rest of it because of their past? Well, their ancestors' past is what I should say. I wonder,
But right, the whole thing when you think about it, you're just like, oh, wait a minute. So I mean, that video kind of contradicted the first one or whatever, because everybody was told if you don't leave by your own free will, you will be charged with criminal trespass. And he's like, you didn't even tell us, blah blah blah. Well, they did tell you, but it's still wrong. Tyranny is wrong. This should not be a thing. It should not even be thought of as being a thing.
all that's left over and all that's needed to make this complete is a nice big old camp in the middle of some place for them to all go to. That would complete this equation, if you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get you. I'm trying to see if I can't find, because I mean, like I said, I put in NYPD, so it comes up with all of that. It's just like over and over and over again with the same video. Just so many times. It's just like so many people retweeted off of other people's retweets, and they're like, no, everybody needs to see what they did to this kid. And so then we've seen the video, that last video or whatever, and the amount of police that were in the area, because they were willing to actually arrest every single person in that restaurant.
And yet they'll let places burn down and, places get looted and, all the rest of it. Crime's been going up in all these cities.
Right.
That doesn't get stopped, but we'll just make more things, more crime, and then we'll persecute those people. We'll arrest those people. We'll have no problem. We'll flood the place with like 85 policemen.
Right.
It's like, do you even need this many people? Do you need this much manpower? There was what, 3 people there?
So no, I don't know if this is part of the same or not. But you can see they're arresting this guy while protesting mandates is what he's protesting.
I got this looks different.
So I mean, it's okay. It's okay for you to be on the left and be part of all these terrorist groups and burn things down, loot, kill people without repercussion. But the second that you're against something like a mandate, who cares? We'll just do what we want. You look at, they got several people cuffed for what? For just simply going out and demanding to be heard. You can't allow one place to protest and the other place not to protest. It's just not how it works. So then this one. I believe this is the one that just really, really irks me. Really, it gets me just my blood boiling. It just is so upsetting. I believe. I'm not sure if I believe this is the lady that. Yeah, this is the one. You see, he has an American flag. They ripped the American flag out of his hands and they toss it to the ground. And this lady, she's like, no, hold on. You don't get to pick up the flag. And he's like, no, wait a minute. You just dropped that flag on the ground. And she tosses it on the ground. And look at where her feet are. She steps on it and walks back over it again. Wretched, ignorant, no respect for our country and what that flag stands for.
How much you want to bet she's BLM? I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. Like these cops, some of these cops that are these response group people, like I was saying, I guess this just confirms it, right? They're lefty whack jobs. That's all that's left at a lot of these places, I guess, that they have to go out and go after people for not going along with the edicts of the mayor. I guess that kind of confirms that. This video.
I'm going to play it one more time. I'm going to mute it so that we can talk over it or whatever, because I mean, obviously we know what's happening. We heard what she had said and what they did. So this guy here that tries grabbing it, he, if I'm not mistaken, had come out and said that he was part of military service or whatever. But right there, walk across it and then walk back across it, stepping on it several times.
And she's still standing on it as someone
Right,
else.
she
trying to
just
pick it up.
stands on it. Like it doesn't mean a thing.
Well, she wasn't even that effective with it anyway. She's too damn stupid. She's like, she thought she had her whole foot on it, but then she didn't, because she only had half her foot. She thought she walked over it twice, and she did, but it was like, half-assed. It was like she doesn't know where the hell she's at.
But still,
just
straight up
rabid crazy.
disrespect for the flag.
Spazzes out. Yeah, of course.
So actually, let's pause this right here because this guy says something.
Oh, there's that woman. Do you see that woman standing right there, videotaping this? Right
Yep.
there, the Asian lady right there.
Yep.
Like right in the middle of the street.
We've seen her several
Right,
times.
right.
We
That's
knew
right.
who she is.
Yeah.
We've
She's
heard
great.
from her
I'm licensed
personally.
media. I'm licensed media. Sir. I'm licensed
We're
media.
licensed
I'm
media.
licensed
We're
media.
licensed
She's
media.
on. She was on Joe's
It's
street.
a private establishment. You gotta go. I'm licensed media. I'm licensed media. Working out in court. Stop it. I'm not trespassing. I ordered food. Sir. This.
He's like, "You're trespassing." He says, "No, I'm not. I'm not trespassing. There's nothing that you can do about me standing here filming you." And they're like, "Sir, go outside. Sir, go outside."
Yeah, but a bunch of lefty
you
lunatics that just think that
seen
because
what
they
I
wear
was
a
saying
badge,
with
they're
my
the law.
blood boiling over that lady,
Right.
trampling
Right.
on our flag.
And it's a policeman that just purposefully uses quote unquote their power of their badge to just be like, nope, this is mine now. And guess what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to throw it on the ground and stomp on it. Excuse me.
So then I believe, yeah, this should be the same. This should be the same incident, but from a different angle. I don't know if this is from the lady that we know, that we've heard of, or if this is the young man that was standing next to her. I think it's the young man that was standing next to her. I could be totally wrong. It's probably her because I said that.
You don't deserve to touch that flag, sir. Give him the flag. The flag does not touch the ground. The flag does not touch the ground. I want that.
Yeah, see, it's the young man because there she is.
The Constitution
They're in a
of the
Burger
United
King.
States has been violated. I cannot eat, and my sisters and brothers cannot work. And the NYPD, I'm not resisting. I'm complying 100%. No weapons, no drugs, no ammo. No weapons.
That
no
lady
drugs,
should lose her job
no ammo.
immediately for doing what she did to the flag.
No drugs, no ammo. No weapons. Hold the flag up. Stop being tough on me. Yo, we got it, miss. We got the flag, man. We got it.
What the hell's he being thrown outside for?
I like to know what's going to happen for my money. I'm not protesting. I want my food that I ordered. I'm a paying customer with the receipt already. If I don't get my money back, there's going to be a problem here, officer. Can I take care of your order? Yes, you can. Thank you very much. Come on. Come on.
I like how he zooms around on each one of their badges.
I expect my order. I'm a paying customer. I ordered
He
already.
ordered and paid for his food. He deserves to have his food regardless of how
I'm an
they feel
American
about
who deserves
any.
to eat their food. Excuse me, I want my food.
So is this an actual protester, or is this just somebody who just got pissed off and took out their camera? That's what I want to know. I mean, if this is like legit,
pretty sure
like,
he was with the same group.
oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it any more, justified. I'm just saying,
No,
from the
right.
perspective of the person that's, walking outside, it's like, I mean, if this is just some person, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I mean, the reasoning behind them taking him out, obviously, is because, oh, well, you're some protester or whatever. And that doesn't make it right. But at least, you kind of understand the perspective of, the officers that are taking him out. Like, oh, he's a protester. Let's get him out of here. But if it's just some rando that just pulled out their camera, like, this is shit. What the hell's going on? And they just take him out because they're like, okay, get lost. I mean, just like that other guy they took out. Like before that, he was like he had his hands in the air and they're like taking him out. Like what the hell was that? Like was he a part of their group? I mean, I don't know, but I didn't hear him say a word. He was just like, "Wait, I'm not," I just took him outside. It's probably going to get to that where it's just, if you videotape them doing it, they'll just arrest you too. Probably going to get there.
Right? Like, you don't get to video a cop. Yes, you do. You have all right in the world to video anything, including the police and what they were doing. It is not a one-sided issue. This is an all around, everybody has the same right. So then there's several different angles of this guy being arrested. There's several angles of the young boy, I guess. I thought there was just the one. And thought there was another. This lady, this is the one that I'm looking for. She very, very violent. This is, again, NYPD. Punch, kick. Oh, punch you too. What was that for? What was that for?
Can we see that again?
Yeah, we're going to play that one over again. Because now watch. Punch, kick, swing, punch. And then she takes off, runs
like
out
a
the door.
rabid baboon that just got caught and like running out the damn door.
None of this is called for. That's assault. I don't care if you have a badge on or not. Assault.
It's just another crazy left bitch.
And she.
Yeah, look at the woman. She just like.
Okay, let's.
Look at this woman standing there by the counter there.
See, I can't adjust any speed on this either.
Or, yeah, she's standing.
I want to slow it down so you can actually see that there's the punch.
Yeah.
But you can see that she's totally off stance as she swings through. She has no reason to confront this lady. She's just like, no, get out of my way. That was unnecessary.
Oh, I see. So that lady was like going after her after so she kicked the guy, and then this woman there in the blonde looks like she was kind of advancing towards her. But still, I mean, like, holy crap.
The second punch was unnecessary, so that kicks you. Okay, so yeah, I guess. She kind of pushed her. She pushed her and said, "No, wait a minute. Why?" It's like basically trying to stop her from beating the crap out of the other guy.
So who there? The two guys that are standing there. Who's the guy that was like getting punched earlier, like at the very beginning?
This guy with the white shirt or whatever that's getting this guy.
Okay, so there's that guy in the white shirt. Now, does she continue to punch
she
him?
hits him. She hits him.
Like as
she
they're
kicks
going
him.
to the door.
She hits her. Bam. So then, as she's hitting her, you see he kind of gets up and around this guy. So it's this guy that she initially was punching on. He kind of skirted around her a little bit.
So the lady that's in the blonde, looks like she was kind of like shoving her away,
Say that again.
and then she just hauls off and punches her.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the
'Cause-
lady was the blonde was like she trying to like, hold on, stop! You just seriously assaulted this guy, straight out punched him in the face. Bam! 1, 2, kick, swing, bam! Like she realizes that she was wrong. You can see it after she does it. She's like, oh, check herself twice. Okay, get out the door. And then kicks the guy again in the butt. See right there, she's kicking him. It's hard to see it or whatever. You have to kind of watch it several times. But she kicks him out the door, drags him out. And obviously they were in a, to me sounds like they were in like a Mexican restaurant. Just the background music that was going on reminds you of a
the Latin,
like a taqueria or something.
God, it's just every freaking time. It's just bang, bang, punches.
That last punch was unnecessary. And then why did she kick him out the door? What was the point of all that? Ridiculous.
But see, no one in mainstream will bring any of this stuff up. No. They'll bring up all of the controversial bullshit that they make controversial to try and stir the pot and, make Americans angry at each other and, the whole 9 yards of it. You know how that goes with, Kim Potter and the rest.
Mm-hmm.
They'll blow that completely out of the water. But this is just blatant, in my opinion, this is from what you see there. This is blatant assault. I mean, if you're going to arrest him, arrest him. If you're going to do something, do something. If he's doing something illegal, then, tase him, put his hands behind his back. No, let's just keep punching and punching and kicking and punching and kicking. And then someone else comes over, is like, calm the hell down, or like, back the hell off. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then they punch her too. And then, just go out the door and just kick and jump and leap and just go batshit. It's like, I
can't show it because of what they do. Legal? But I would suggest if anybody is interested in what the NYPD is actually doing and in everything that they're doing, they should actually just put NYPD and kind of scroll through it a little bit. There's a video that was produced of a lieutenant that was sitting in his chair in the middle of this room or whatever, and his rookie underling cop gives him a full grind lap dance at a holiday party. That lieutenant gets demoted to transit duty. It's disgusting, to say the least.
And you're going to pull it up anyway?
I can't. I can't because of what it is. I just simply can't.
I thought that's what you're going to be like. You're just going to pull it up anyway.
No, I can't. I can't pull it up because of what it is.
It's like, oh, it's so disgusting. Let's watch.
I wish I could. I mean, I just watched it again, but
Oh, so you did. Oh, okay.
But I can't show it. I just simply can't show it. It goes against some terms of service and whatever else. But yeah, almost every single person retweeted the young boy over and over again. This is retweeted. It's ridiculous how many times it gets retweeted.
Well, yeah, because everybody's flipping out. Like, what the hell? It's a 5-year-old. It's a little 5-year-old boy. What the hell's he gonna know?
But Gestapo is pretty much what the NYPD's come down to. Straight up Gestapo. And I don't know. That's not really what we were talking about. That might be an interesting video to go back and check on. It looks like Breaking 911 posted something from the 23rd. They retweeted it on the 26th of a gentleman gets up into this hallway or whatever, and he's pounding on the door, and a lady comes out. They get in a little bit of a whatever. It looks like they're talking to each other, and then all of a sudden he slaps her, and then he punches her, and then he seriously pulls out a knife and continuously stabs her, slashes at her. Oh my Lord.
Jeez. Well, hold on a minute here.
No, you're fine.
Let me.
We have about 15 minutes left for the show. I thought there was another incident
Going to
that had occurred
share.
that I had video
Oh, go ahead.
on.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just kind of talking so we didn't have dead air. But I thought there was another video that was out there that I was going to share, but apparently it's not a thing anymore. I don't know.
It's a tad bit late for this, but I think it's relevant.
Tad bit late. What is this?
Because they're not at the moment. We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the New World Order. And yes, it will be pubs and clubs and other.
There you go.
So
and
you gotta eliminate that compliance and you make it a mandate. And then you do training, particularly in the city, I'll call them licensing departments, whether it's zoning, buildings, housing will be impacted by it, planning certainly. And you pick the people to run those agencies and the deputies that are pledging allegiance to the New World Order and good government.
Pledging allegiance to the New World Order.
Nothing weird here, folks.
What
it's just, mayors just talking about mandates and mandating this and putting people in different, places underneath of them and whatnot. And, then of course, again, in Australia, right, we'll look, have to know what contact tracing looks like in the New World. Yeah. It's so what's happened over there is kind of,
disgusting. I just can't get over the lady trampling on the United States of America's flag. That just pisses me off more than anything. I mean, on top of the issues that are going on, obviously we have more than just the issue of PD thinking that they can go and they can, arrest people for whatever they want to arrest them for, trespassing. It's just disturbing. I swear, I thought there was another video. Yeah, it must be. I must have been looking at something like, oh yeah, that was another video, and it was just the same incidents from a different angle. I'm just scrolling through the NYPD thing or whatever to see if I can't come up with something new.
Yeah, I was actually looking for some videos of stuff that's happened in Australia and kind of compare and contrast because to me it looks awfully
it's the
familiar.
Same shit. Right, it's the same shit. No matter what country you're in, you're gonna deal with the same stuff. They're all gonna be, no, you follow what we say because we're the state hired PD. And it's like, well, you can be the state hired PD, and that, it goes back to the initial video that I showed at the very beginning of the president saying it's not a federal thing, it's up to the state. All he did is he just made it so that the state can implore whatever they do, whatever they feel is necessary on their side, when it's not even that way. They don't get the right to do anything like that. I feel sorry for the young boy, because he's going to be traumatized for the rest of his life, thinking that all cops are bad.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it'll be. And then the parents will get angry, and then they'll go crazy, and then they'll start people like that woman did, right? Like she went up against that crazy crazy bitch lady that's kicking and punching people, and she was I guess had enough, I don't know, and just was like, cut it out, you freak, the hell's wrong with you? And there she goes, and then she gets punched, and it's like, that's what it's going to be. And people are going to get pissed off. You're going to come after their kids like this. I mean, like in California, they have all their mandates and things for children. I mean, people are going to get really pissed off.
I mean,
and
yeah.
I mean, like you said, there are people, not even the children growing up, but just the grown adults that are standing there. You're going to freaking radicalize people against law enforcement now if you continue this. And it's going to be a lot of crazy crap. And I think a lot of people in power would love for that to happen. So then that way they can call all people who disagree with them full-blown, out and out, domestic terrorists and whatever, and have everybody just mass arrested or whatever. I think they would love that. In my humble opinion, of course.
Yeah.
My completely humble opinion.
I was looking to see if I could. I closed the window. I had it on a separate window for a reason. Oh, here it is. This is the reason that we initially started this video on. And the reason why the NYPD thinks that they can get away with what they want. If you live in New York, you live anywhere in that state, it's time to exit. It's time to leave. It's time to find better place to actually go to. And actually, I get it. It's your home. Just as Minnesota's my home. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to leave the city, because this type of stuff is just going to continue to occur.
There is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. Look, there's no
federal solution. It gets taken care of at the state level. That line right there just opened it up so that each and every single state gets to push tyranny on anybody that they feel is not following or not complying with what they feel that you should comply with. And that's not how it works. Just straight, simple, not how it works. So that being said, looks like we're getting down on time here. Looks like we're on our last 5 minutes. So let's do a few things to close out our night. Seems like that hour goes by so fast. It's too bad. We need somebody to fund us and help us out, and so that we can do more. We can't do more until we actually get some funding. That being said, let's show this one. This is my friend here that's sitting here. I'm talking with this. This is his website. This is americashirtsarefirst.com.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Do you want to say anything about that?
Well, here, because it is the Christmas season, I made a new discount code for all you lovely people that watch. You can get 20% off any shirt in the store by using the discount code Christmas.
Nice.
So go grab one. I know it's after Christmas still,
But
hey,
how long are you going to hold the Christmas special?
till the end of the week.
To the end of the week? There you go.
So
Otherwise, you
grab
can
yourself
still
one.
use Koolfrogg
Oh yes, you can still use Koolfrogg, yes, and that's 15%.
to get the 15%. So that one will be standard for a while until he decides that he doesn't want to help me out anymore. Says,
I mean, hey,
I'm
people,
sick of
I
your
just-
show
I
not
used-
getting any views, man.
Yeah. I used my Bill Gates shirt, and one of my relatives saw it and thought it was hysterical and funny
This one
or
here?
cool, and was like, "Yeah, like I need to take a picture of it." So he got a picture. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah, like grab yourself one, and then it's like, "Yeah, what is that for?" And I was beginning to talk about some of the stuff, and then got a little turned off by it, but hey, still got the picture, and still posted it. So there you go. It still got out there. That's the whole point. Get the message out there. People thinking, wake the hell up. Yeah. I was going to pull up a video here, and I wasn't going to play the entire thing, but it just kind of encapsulates kind of what was going on. It's a video in Australia of a 12-year-old that allegedly was pepper sprayed by a police officer, and the mother is just screaming, "Don't you touch my effing child." And then they're video recording everything, and then there's just a big, thick white van just sitting there with its back door open, I guess, just waiting for people to be chucked inside and hauled away. I mean, it's kind of, it's very reminiscent of, kind of what's
wasn't supposed
going
to be
to
shared yet.
happen in New York. So,
Did
I
you
don't know
have
if we have
that?
time.
Or, well,
Yeah.
we're in the last few minutes. It's okay. If you have it, we can share it quick. If not, we'll.
Here we go. Can you see it? Or did you? Okay, you brought it.
There you go.
I don't know if I brought it full screen, if it would be too blurry, but
Look at this.
It's a little blurry, but
they
it's
blur
okay.
out people's
We get the
faces
point.
towards the top.
Look at this. Look at this. There's, and they're trying to search my sister for nothing, and then people. Look, there's more pigs coming. Look at this.
This is the tyranny to come.
It's
This is what's going to
Look
happen
at
to
this.
They
you.
pull
all
up
of
with a
us.
van and they just,
Look, there's coppers.
Start
not
loading
even coming
people
over
in and
with
be like,
masks.
oh, let's go.
Look, no mask. No mask.
So then what are they going to do? Are they going to force everybody
Mom, look, no mask. There's
to
arrested.
take a jab?
Look at
Like
this.
you
Look
didn't
at
comply when we told you to.
More pigs.
So now we make you.
Look at this.
That's a really a blurry video, but you get the gist of it.
Look at this. Stop! What the hell? Look at this.
And they're trying to blur out everybody's faces, but they're trying to separate a mother and her 12-year-old daughter. And then there's
Well,
the
the
victim just sitting
the
there.
thing is when you
sitting there
are
waiting to,
arrested, you get arrested individually. So I mean, for them to try to separate them is one thing, but the reasoning is ridiculous and mundane idiocy. You should not have should not even happen.
Yes. Did you hear what she just said? They said they pepper sprayed the 12-year-old. You're letting me.
Oh, so pull it back a little bit and I'll add it back up.
Yeah.
Look at this. My brother on the phone for that
They pepper sprayed a 12-year-old.
And look, that other girl, she's being dragged into the car.
That's just disgusting. So, I mean, all that being said, we're past our hour. So, if you wanted to support me, you can go to linktree/Koolfrogg. That's KOOLFROGG. If you want to instant help me, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Koolfrogg. Again, KOOLFROGG.
Frog.
Anything will be greatly appreciated. If you'll leave comments, I will read the comments live. And
he will
get back to you on anything that you actually say.
No, I'm just kidding.
So all that being said, we'll end it with this.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.